Bonsuelo mathletes. Okay, again, there are basically two main types of variation: direct variation, in which you multiply by the constant of variation, and the inverse is which you divide. Okay, I just want to go through some examples. Now, it's already all written out for you. I'm just going to talk through it pretty quickly, so if you have a question, ask. So, given that m varies directly as the square root of z, so how would you write that? I mean, it's written here for you, but think of it this way. M varies is equals k directly, so you're going to multiply by the square root of z. Okay, so m varies is equals k directly means you multiply as the square root of z. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take the pair of numbers they give you, m equals right here. You're going to plug in, first of all, you have to find the constant variation. So m equals 5 and z equals 64. So the constant variation is 5/8. And then you write the equation with k, and a lot of people skip this step. That's very dangerous. Okay, I suggest you write the equation with the constant of variation substituted into it and nothing else yet, and then solve the problem. So the problem says find m when z equals 16, so I plug in 16 for z and then finish the problem. That's basically going to be it, okay? No, you're not necessarily always going to find, do all of that. So for instance here, if it just says write the equation, then m varies directly as the square root of z. You just write that, and that's all you do. If I'm asking you to find the constant of variation, and m varies directly as the square root of z, and that m equals 5 and z equals 64, okay, then you have, you write the equation first of all, you substitute in the numbers, and then you find the constant. And you stop there. How about if I ask, write the equation if m varies directly as the square root of z, and that m equals 5 when z equals 64? Okay? What we'll do is we're writing the equation. Notice up here in B, what I'm asking you to find is the constant of variation. But in C, I'm asking you to write the equation. And the equation means with the constant of variation. So you do the same thing, but you just stop there. Okay? Now, what does an inverse variation look like? And you're probably going to have to go read through this a little more slowly than I'm going through it. But what does an inverse variation look like? Same basic idea. M varies equals k, but inversely means divide the square root of z. So you plug in the numbers, you solve for k, you write the equation, and again, I can't really emphasize enough that you write this equation with that number, with the constant of variation plugged in, and then you plug in the 16 to finish the problem. Okay. A word problem example. Given the cost of a Snard doll varies inversely as the square of the doll's weight, and that a 5-pound doll costs $7, find the weight of a $63 doll. Same thing. The only thing is you just have to define your variables. So I'm going to call W weight and C cost. So what is it? The cost of a Snard doll varies and then inversely as the square of the doll's weight. So the only difference here is you have to define the variables. In all the previous problems, the variables were just given to you in the problem, but you're still doing the same thing. Then what do? You plug in the numbers, you find k, then you write the equation with k, but nothing else plugged in, and then you solve the problem. Okay? And that's pretty much about it. It's a pretty simple idea. If you have any questions, please ask me. Bye-bye.